Hello, fifth grade. We are on History, section 14.4, and this is pages 250 through 254. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I actually have been really enjoying learning just little tidbits about all these different countries over in Western Europe. And today we're on to another country called the Netherlands. Okay. So now the interesting thing about the Netherlands is it is often called Holland. I know I just jumped down, but I'm going to kind of jump around a little bit. And its capital city is Amsterdam. Now, the unique thing about the Netherlands is the word nether actually means low. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because the Netherlands lies below sea level. Now, the interesting thing about the Netherlands is that normally when other countries wanted to get more land for their country, what have we seen them do? They've been fighting, right? Fighting, going into war, trying to take over that territory, right? But that's not what the Netherlands did. They actually decided to go ahead and claim land that people wouldn't want or in their area that was like swampy, that was below sea level, that was maybe a little overran with weeds and swampy type land that really wasn't suitable for farming. And so the neat thing is that because they were below sea level, they actually did something really unique, and this is what they're known for, is they built dikes, which were dam-like barriers made of earth and stone to keep the water out of those very, very low areas. And then they used windmills to help as a power source that also helped to dry out those areas and pump water out of those areas so that they could turn it into fertile farmland. Pretty smart, right? Instead of going and fighting with your neighbors, let's figure out how we can figure out a different way and a better solution to finding land that you can go ahead and farm in. So now the interesting thing about that is because this land, a lot of their land was low and had a lot of moisture and everything, they ended up with pretty good crops as well as beautiful tulips, which end up being one of their symbols. Now, known for the Netherlands, and a lot of their flowers are sent all over the world because of how beautiful the flowers they have in that area. Now, another symbol would be their windmills, but another unique symbol is because the ground was so moist in some of those areas, leather shoes were not the best to use when working out in the fields. Because why? Well, their feet got wet all the time. So they are known for their wooden shoes, which are called, and I don't want to mess up how to say this. Hold on. Where did it go? They're called Klampen. Alexa, pronounce Klompen.
I pronounce that Klompen.
Klompen, okay? Klompen shoes, okay?
Right.
So those are Klompen shoes, and those were wooden shoes. Now what they used to do is they would wear those out in the field, but then they started becoming so popular, but they actually would wear them up to the front door, then take them off, and when they would go into the house, they'd put on their leather shoes, because then they wouldn't be out in the field. So pretty funny about wooden shoes. So the Netherlands is known for their wooden shoes. Now, as I said before, the Netherlands is also known as Holland, okay? So when people say Hollanders or they say the Dutch people, they're talking about the people from the Netherlands. So sometimes you might hear people say Holland or, oh, I was in Holland, or you might hear them say I was in the Netherlands. So it kind of goes by both names, okay? So the neat part about the Netherlands, is that we have learned many unique things about what has come out of the Protestant Reformation. And during that time, they too in the Netherlands had some wonderful artists that came out of the Netherlands, and that would be Rembrandt, Vermeer, Rubens, Van Gogh. Are some of the great artists that have come from the Netherlands. Okay, and Rembrandt was called one of the greatest painters of all times because he specialized in Bible scenes and portraits, which were pictures of individuals at the time, which was not very common back then, but he also did warm scenes of everyday life as well. Okay, so now in the Netherlands, there is a place called the Hague, and that is where all the government buildings are in the Netherlands. The Hague, take a note, okay? And back in the time where Spain was ruling a lot of the area, the Netherlands actually was kind of ran over by Spain, and Spain was trying to get a lot of people to conform to their religion at the time. And so the Dutch people were pretty scared and fearful of that. And there was a man called William the Silent, and he ended up leading the Dutch people to independence over Spain's rule, and he was called the father of his country, or also the father of Dutch liberties, because he helped the people fight and go against Spain so that they could have their independence. Okay, now because of that, the Netherlands, or Holland, was one of the first countries to offer religious freedom. So there were a lot of people that fled to that area to escape persecution. And one of those groups was actually the Pilgrims. They found some refuge time in Holland before they sailed to Plymouth Rock in America. Pretty cool, right? Okay. During the time of exploration, we have Henry Hudson that actually sailed from the Netherlands to America. And let me underline him for you. Okay. And he actually founded the Delaware Bay, the Hudson River, okay, which is in New York. And he actually claimed land for Netherlands, and they called it the New Netherlands, and the New Netherlands was New York. And that's where we get the Hudson River, right in the middle of New York, because they named it after him. So then we also have, they claimed a city called New Amsterdam, going back to, obviously their capital city was Amsterdam. So they called the area in the New World, in America, they called it the New Netherlands, and they called it New Amsterdam. And we know New Amsterdam today is New York City. So he actually helped find a lot of the area in New York, or founded the area in New York for the Netherlands during the time of exploration to the New World. Now, there are two small countries that are right next to the Netherlands, and that is Belgium and Luxembourg. Luxembourg. I spelled that wrong, didn't I? That was supposed to be Lux. Yeah. I'm glad I caught that, guys. Sorry. Luxembourg. That's an M. It's so funny because when I wrote it the first time, I had to erase it to make it. I told myself, don't forget that's Luxembourg with an M. Luxembourg. Okay. Okay. Now you'll never forget. It's Luxembourg with an M. Okay. So Belgium has a capital city of Brussels. And it was once part of the Netherlands, okay? And Belgium is known mainly for their handmade Brussels lace and They're also known for their Belgian chocolate. Okay. Luxembourg is known for their banking and finance, and their capital city is Luxembourg. So pretty easy to remember. You've got the country Luxembourg and the city Luxembourg, just like New York and New York City, right? Okay. So that's a little bit about the Netherlands, a little tiny snippet about Luxembourg, which is just neighboring next to the Netherlands, and a little tiny bit about Belgium, but definitely know that the capital city is Brussels. It's main important part of that note there. And that's one big new country that, most of us don't know about. So Netherlands, also known as Holland. There you go. Take your notes down. And that is it for History Today.